Hello everyone, welcome to week 15 of Fun at Home English. Today we will look at the answers to the questions from Digger and Daisy Go Camping. Then I'm going to introduce a new story to you and we can read the story together and then you can answer some questions. Let's go! After you fill in your English name, your class, and your class number, you answer the questions. Let's look at the cover. What is the title of this story? You can see at the top it says Digger and Daisy Go Camping. Who is the author of the story? At the bottom on the left you can see by Judy Young. Who is the illustrator? At the bottom on the right it says illustrated by Dana Sullivan. What will Digger and Daisy do? Look at the picture. They are out in the forest. And the title, it says they go camping. What does go camping mean? As I told you, and you can see in the book, going camping is when you sleep outside in a tent. Let's start reading the story. Which season is it in the story? Look at page 1. The first line says, it is summer. They go camping in summer. What does Daisy need to go camping? Look at the second line. It says, Daisy gets her backpack. She gets her sleeping bag too. You need a backpack and a sleeping bag. How does Digger feel? Let's have a look. Digger is worried. Oh, he feels worried. And why does he feel this way? Look at the second line on page 2. There might be bears. He's scared of bears. Let's look at the next page. Digger hears a noise. What does he think it is? Look at page 4. I hear a bear, says Digger. He thinks the noise is a bear. What animal is it? Look at the next page. It is just a bird. What is it doing? It says here, it is singing. Digger and Daisy sing while they hike. Where do they come to? Let's have a look on page 7. Soon they come to a lake. Digger hears a noise. What is it? It is just a fish. What is it doing? It is jumping in the lake. Digger and Daisy jump in the lake. When it is time to come out, Digger feels... Let's look at page 11. Soon it is time to come out. But Digger is cold. Look at him. He looks very cold. What will Digger and Daisy do to warm up? Look at page 12. What does Daisy say? We will make a fire. It will warm us up. They can make a fire. What do they need to look for to make a fire? Let's look at page 13. Daisy looks for sticks. Digger looks for sticks too. You need sticks to make a fire. Digger hears a noise. What is it? Look at page 15. It is just a squirrel. What is it doing? It is finding nuts. Squirrels like to eat nuts. Digger and Daisy eat nuts. What else do they eat? Let's have a look. They are sat round the campfire. Digger and Daisy find nuts. They eat them by the fire. They eat hot dogs too. And marshmallows. Hot dogs and marshmallows. Very nice. What colour is Digger and Daisy's tent? Look at the picture on page 19 and 20. That tent is red. Digger cannot sleep. He hears a fish and first, look at page 25. Digger hears a fish jump. And then, page 26. Digger hears an owl hoot. It is an owl. Now, Daisy wakes up. She hears a noise. How does she feel? Let's see, on page 28. Daisy looks all around. She is worried. Now Daisy is worried. When Digger wakes up, the noise stops. What was the noise? Let's look on page 29. When Digger wakes up, the noise stops. Go back to sleep, says Digger. Bears growl. That was just me snoring. He was snoring. When he was sleeping, he was making a noise. It's called snoring. Let's have a look at the last question. Have you been camping? Where did you go? What did you do? As I told you last week, you could answer, yes, I have, or no, I haven't. But you can also tell me where you would like to go. Let's look at some answers. This student says, no, I haven't. I want to go to beach. I want to play sand and swim. Let's change it a little bit. No, I haven't. I want to go to a beach. I want to play with the sand and swim. Nice answer. This student says, no, I haven't. I want to go to Llama Island. I want to go to swim. I've been to Llama Island. It's really nice there. This student says, I have not been camping because I am still young. Maybe when you are a bit older, you can go camping. This student says, no, I haven't. I want to go to Nam Chong Park. I want to play games, eat cookies, and have a nap. Yeah, you can put a tent up in Nam Chong Park and have a nap, but you can't stay there overnight. This student says, no, I haven't. I want to go camping. I want to look at the stars and moon. Yes, looking at the stars and the moon is really fun when you go camping. This student says, no, I haven't. I want to go to Long Khair Wan for camping. I want to see the moon and stars at night. Long Khair Wan is in Sai Kung. I went there. It's really nice. This student says, yes, I have been to Sai Kung and I barbecued there. It's really nice to have a barbecue when you go camping. This student says, yes, I have. I went to beach. I will swim and play games. Let's change it a little bit because it's in the past. So you can say, yes, I have. I went to a beach. I swam and played games there. This student says, yes, Tin Cow Beach, watching fish in the water. Let's change it a little bit. Yes, I went to Tin Cow Beach. I watched fish in the water there. Tin Cow Beach is near my home. You can see the big bridge there. This student says, yes, I did. I went to Ho Poi campsite. I have a barbecue and go hiking. Let's change it to past tense. Yes, I did. I went to Ho Poi campsite. I had a barbecue and went hiking. I can see that Ho Poi campsite is in Yuen Long. I haven't been there, but I would like to go. It looks really nice. And lastly, here's my favorite answer. Yes, I have been camping with my family many times. We went to Tung Lung Island and Sai Kung. We went to the beach and played beach ball. We also saw many things such as cows, butterflies, and a wild boar. Besides, we had a barbecue at night. We had a great time. That sounds really great. I hope more of you can go camping and have lots of fun. This week's story is a Peppa Pig story. Do you know Peppa Pig? You can watch the cartoons on TV, or you can read Peppa Pig books. Look at the title at the top. The title is Daddy Pig's Office. Look at the pictures. Who can you see? There's Peppa Pig on the computer, her little brother George Pig, Mrs. Cat, and Daddy Pig. Let's look at the back cover of the book first. Here you see the title again, Daddy Pig's Office, and then it tells us about the story. Let's read it. It's a very special day for Peppa and George. They're going in to work with Daddy Pig. Find out what adventures they have in his office. Let's read the story. Today, as a special treat, Peppa and George are visiting Daddy Pig's office. Daddy, what do you do at your office all day? Asks Peppa. Lots of fun things, replies Daddy Pig. We're here, he tells the children as they arrive at a very tall building. Hello, says Daddy Pig into the intercom. Hello, Daddy Pig, says a voice. Can I press the button? Peppa asks. Ho ho, of course, Peppa, Daddy replies. My office is at the top. We have to go up in the lift, Daddy Pig tells the children. Can I press the button? Asks Peppa, excitedly. I think it's George's turn. Press the top button, please, George, says Daddy Pig. The lift takes them to the top floor. Hello, everyone, grunts Daddy Pig. Hello, say Mr. Rabbit and Mrs. Cat. They work with Daddy Pig. I have two special visitors with me today, Peppa and George, says Daddy Pig. Let's begin a tour, suggests Daddy Pig. Mr. Rabbit, can we start at your desk? We certainly can, replies Mr. Rabbit. My job is all about numbers. I take important pieces of paper and stamp them with a rubber stamp. Mr. Rabbit tells them. Wow, gasp the children. Peppa likes stamping paper. Ho ho! On with the tour. Next is Mrs. Cat's desk, exclaims Daddy Pig. Hello, Peppa and George, says Mrs. Cat. My job is all about drawing shapes on a computer. Can I try? Asks Peppa. I think it's George's turn, says Daddy Pig. Yes, it's your turn to work, George, says Peppa. Agrees George. Mrs. Cat helps George make lots of blue triangles. Now we print the triangles out, Peppa cries. The printer spits out sheets of paper everywhere. Hee hee! George and Peppa think it's hilarious. Do you want to see my desk? Daddy Pig asks. Yes, please, says Peppa. Daddy Pig's job is very important. Do you use stamps or a computer? Asks Peppa. No, replies Daddy Pig. I use coloured pens. Peppa and George love colouring pens. George is drawing a dinosaur. George always draws dinosaurs, says Peppa, bored. Dinosaur, says George. Ding ding, the office clock has just chimed. My goodness, 5 o'clock already, says Daddy Pig. It is time for Peppa, George and Daddy to go home. You've been doing my job very well, snorts Daddy Pig. I like doing Mr. Rabbit's job, and I like doing Mrs. Cat's job, but I like doing your job best, Daddy, says Peppa. Peppa and George have had an excellent day at Daddy Pig's office. The end. Let's look at the questions for this story. Firstly, tell me your English name, your class, and your class number. What is the title of this story? What's the weather like in the story? Where will Peppa and George go today? What does Daddy Pig do at his office all day? Where does Daddy Pig work? How do they go to Daddy Pig's office? What does Daddy Pig say into the intercom? Which floor is Daddy Pig's office on? What colour is the top button for the lift? Who works with Daddy Pig? They will have a tour of Daddy Pig's office. Where do they start? What is Mr. Rabbit's job about? Whose desk do they go to second? What is Mrs. Cat's job about? What shapes does George make? What does Peppa do? George and Peppa think it's hilarious. What do you think hilarious means? Whose desk do they go to last? What does Daddy Pig use? What does Peppa draw? What does George draw? What time does the office clock chime? It is time for Peppa, George and Daddy to... Whose job does Peppa like doing best? How was Peppa and George's day at Daddy Pig's office? What job does your mum or dad do? Where do they work? For example, my mum is a social worker. She works in an office. My dad is a worker. He works in a workshop. How about you? Tell me about your parents' jobs and where they work. See you next week. Bye-bye.